Alright guys, just like we rehearsed, ready?
All right. Just like we rehearsed, gentlemen. Ready? Take it away, Clint. You lead us in.
Alright, 3, 2, and here we go.
No, this is the worst intro. This is the worst. This is the worst. This is the absolute worst intro we've done.
Was that
yet.
21.5? What time signature were we in?
The time signature was 21.5.
Hey, were we in 21.5 just there?
I went 25, I switched to like 16.8 for a second, but
Oh, okay.
the middle part.
Oh my god, I'm putting this down. Guys, we just tried to do an intro. I'm getting 3 audio sources into my one. This may not go as planned, but we're going for it anyways. We're doing the music cast, the first ever. Now, the plan was to talk about music, but as soon as we started, everyone started playing music.
What?
And once everyone started playing music, things kind of just went awry from there. I'd say the only person that's qualified to talk about music would be Sam.
Oh,
But
shit.
Since we
Well,
had to
let
play
me
music-
begin.
Class in 7th
Here's
grade.
the thing about music. It's
Oh,
all
you
about
did?
the notes
Oh.
and the beat, all right? If you don't have beats and music or notes, you don't got music. So, you're just going to want to
Okay.
start there. So go to your
Okay.
piano teacher, ask them what it's all about. They'll tell you more.
Okay, so wait, help me understand. I'm going to take notes. You need notes and a beat?
Wait, you're gonna take notes? They're different kinds
I'm
of
gonna
notes.
take.
See, I can play
I'm gonna
notes. Watch. Anyone can do notes. Note.
Sam,
No.
can you give me an S? Can you give me an S?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. S.
There it is.
Oh yeah, dude. Actually, yeah, I can play an S. Hold on. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S. Okay, S. Got it.
Wait, so we're just a bunch of bubs talking about music. Why are we qualified to talk about music?
Because music is
It doesn't
personal. And we
matter.
have personal experiences with it.
Dude, there's no rules in music.
Yeah.
Everything, all your music teachers lied to you. There's no such thing as chords and scales. It's all just a construct designed to get you to pay for music lessons.
Dude,
Big-
that's so
big
deep,
lessons.
Sam.
Big music.
Hey, no, for real. So one thing most people of today's audience don't know is that back in, what was this, guys? 2011.
Yeah.
We were in a band. Me, Sam, Niko. We were in a band with Jimmy Wong,
Yeah.
and Jimmy was the singer. Sam was the lead guitar. I was bass. Niko was drums. And we got to play a show at VidCon 2012. I'll never forget this. We played in front of 5,000 people.
That's our
I
first
don't
show.
know how. Yeah, it was our first and only show. I don't know how it happened. We opened with an instrumental. We opened with the Game of Thrones theme song.
Did it turn into the
safe
Oblivion
opening.
theme song?
It was an Oblivion, Elder Scrolls, Game of Thrones mashup, which
was
was
pretty
fucking
great.
awesome.
Yeah. Then he played.
And then, and then we actually played some songs, and people were actually singing along with some of the songs. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew that one. I think
Game of
that,
Thrones?
that they got the Game of Thrones hype going. We had the cellist.
They sang along with the instrumental.
La la la. Yeah, they were follow along so hard.
La 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 la
La
la
la
la.
la la la.
Fa la la la, fa la la la.
So I know that I played VidCon with Jimmy years later.
That was like 2014, I think.
Did we ever play together?
No.
Oh, got you.
They officially no. I mean, we've jammed out together.
No, I remember jamming out with you guys in the warehouse across the street, and I remember coming in and like Sergio Sexy Sax Man. I remember he
Oh, yeah.
came over for a jam session one time, and he brought his flute, and that was like one of the best jam sessions. I still remember that jam session.
Yeah, I remember that too. I was like, wow, everyone is like grooving. It's so intense. Yeah, I don't know. It was super cohesive.
Yeah, I was just feeling the vibe. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It was amazing.
So the reason we're doing this episode of the podcast is because music's actually been a pretty big thing in all of our lives, but it's not like a thing that we perform on like the YouTube channel. Like it's been a personal thing. Like maybe it's because none of us are like really professionals at it, except for like Sam.
I'm not a
So, like-
professional. I mean, It's relatively professional, but in the sense that like
you're a near professional.
I mean, I've made money off of selling music in the sense, so I guess that makes me professional.
I mean, you have an album and you have a second one coming out.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've gone through the process, but yeah.
Yeah, so, we've all had different experiences with instruments and music, and it's like an entire facet of our lives that never really gets talked about on the YouTube channel. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to go around and get each person's story of what's the instrument that they've devoted their life to, and how did that come to be, and what kind of fun stories do you have regarding it?
I mean, where do we want to start? Niko, what's your instrument of choice? Well, actually, hold on. What's your best instrument right now?
The drums.
If you could relearn everything, throw everything out the window, and you'd be a master at one instrument, what would it be?
Probably the piano.
All right, Sam.
Yeah,
what do
I
you
was
play
gonna
right
say
now?
the same thing.
What's your best instrument?
I mean, piano and guitar is pretty equal for me right now. So those are my main things that I use for everything.
And if you had to drop,
If I had to drop one, geez, I could not drop piano because it's the root of all music, in my opinion. Because it's all the notes. They're all right there. You don't have to do all. Guitars are just like, oh crap, how do we fit notes into this weird shape?
Yeah.
But whereas the piano is just like, no, here's just the universal layout. So I don't know. I kind of want to learn how to play some other stringed instruments, wacky ass weird Viking instruments. But the problem with those is that you start playing them and you're like, oh sweet, it only has 3 strings and it sounds like this weird rotting crow thing that's happening. And you're like, cool. It's like, crap, I can only make 2 or 3 chords with it.
Else?
It's super limiting.
yeah.
And that's the problem. It's like guitar, you can still, it's a weird configuration. There's intervals and stuff, but all the notes are generally still there.
Dude, that's like freaking Nick's Shruti box. Has he shown you that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's literally like a box that opens up a little bit. It pivots a little bit and opens up like a briefcase, but it's connected like a bagpipe, or an accordion. And then you have these valves to open and close these holes to let air through to make different chords and stuff. And you squeeze it and it's like a...
Yeah, it's like a briefcase accordion, basically, where it's got holes that release the air. And it's funny because it's like little switches, or not even switches, but they're just they're valves. You just move the little cap aside where you want the note to be. And then, yeah, it's really weird.
Dude, freaking... We had this moment on top of this mountain. It was the most amazing moment. It was one of the most amazing musical moments that I've ever had in my life. And it was Christian and it was Nick and this girl, her name was Radika, and she sang in Sanskrit or something like that. And Nick had a Shruti box, and we were just jamming on the Last of Us 2 soundtrack. We were in Yosemite.
Okay.
And we were just jamming on the Last of Us 2 soundtrack. It was a camping thing. It was late at night. We see the stars on top of this rock. It was amazing. And
How high were you guys?
no comment. And then so then Christian is playing Last of Us 2 on the Bluetooth speaker, and it's beautiful acoustic, little theme. And Nick is like, dude, it's not gonna work. My Shruti box, it only plays 3 notes, like Sam said.
No, his Shruti box plays a full scale and then some.
It's like a scale. Yeah, you're very limited.
But it's in a key.
It's in a key.
It is in a key, but you have it's like a tiny piano keyboard's worth of notes. Or no, it's not in a key. No, it's just all the notes and all the half steps and everything.
So then he's like, dude, I can't hit this note right now. The music's too perfect. And Christian's like, dude, just go for it. Just hit the note. Just see if it works. He's like, there's no way it's gonna work. And he hits it. He's like, the first note, and it's perfect. And we're like, oh my god. And then Radika, she starts singing in some other language, and she's an incredible vocalist. And this goes for 10 minutes, and I'm just like, oh my god. And we're on top of this rock. And we see all these stars, and we're like, I just start laughing super hard because it's too perfect. And Christian's like, dude, shut up. It's like, dude, shut up. Just listen. I can't believe it
Okay,
right
so
now.
actually that goes back to my main thing. I wish I could sing better, for sure.
Oh,
That's the main thing, because it's God's instrument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone has it.
Yeah.
Everyone can
Right.
play it if they learn to practice.
Yeah.
Clint, what about your opening question? Back to you. What instrument are you best at? And if you could start all over, what would you learn?
I'm definitely best at the drums. I started on a marimba in 8th grade. So it was like, it was drum piano, and it was like the perfect mixture.
Dude, marimba,
Yeah.
like the jazz marimba.
Like the wooden one and the vibraphone. Both.
I'm thinking of vibraphones. I was at Worst Goose the other night before everything got closed.
Yeah.
Thank God I managed to make it there. There's a dude across the street playing a freaking vibraphone.
No
like
way.
the most jazzy, chill vibraphone I've ever heard. And I thought it was like a soundtrack or like a speaker somewhere. And then we're walking back and there's a dude just going on this freaking huge vibraphone. It sounded insanely like, I don't know, super talented guy.
On the sidewalk?
Yeah, it's a sidewalk
What?
vibraphonist.
Dude, he like
Yeah.
tried super hard to
it's-
get that out on the sidewalk.
He must have.
It's crazy when people on the street can perform music like that. I was in Venice Beach one time and I was walking by this guy playing turntables, and he was live.
Like,
Yeah, he was live scratching and live switching, and I thought it was a pre-recorded thing. But then I didn't. I just kind of heard it, and I just assumed that it was like boardwalk music coming out of a shop or something.
yeah.
And then as I got closer, I'm like, wow, that sounds like really present. And then I turn and there's this dude just going for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was so flawless. It was amazing.
You know, I think record scratches, you know, as a part of music, really need to come back. You know,
Like the whistle?
You know, like in all like
The
Japanese.
actual record
it's like
scratch.
in every anime soundtrack. You know,
like Ninja Best style.
It's like a break beat happens every once in a while. And you hear some record scratches, and you're like, "Damn, I'm getting pumped."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you you have access to a record table at some point. You're like, I gotta try it, and you try to scratch it. Just sounds like garbage.
Sounds so bad.
Yeah.
And you break the record player.
Right. Well, that all started from actually scratching records.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
but
it wasn't
you,
like they had the pre-existing
Sound
fake
effects on a button.
turntables.
right.
Well,
but you
no, but yeah.
Was it like old school hip hop and them trying to like sample other tracks and stuff?
Well, it's funny. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you really take it for granted that you just like play different songs from different artists back to back. Like back in the day, you literally had to change albums.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so like somebody's like, what if I had 2 albums playing simultaneously and I could just
Right.
crossfade? And somebody's like, what if I just mixed it up a little bit and they did like a little breakbeat
Yeah.
thing? And I was like, wow.
Just imagine having 2 like legit record players happening, and you can hear both in each ear. And you're like, okay, here's the next song, and you're like speeding up the record player slightly so that like it starts to line up with the next song. You're like, here we go. Oh God, here we go. And then and you switch it. And
Yeah.
you think like you're at a party, you hit Spotify, and you're like, next, and you're like, no.
You know Freddie does this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does weddings. He does like friends' weddings.
Has been messed with it a lot too.
Yeah. That's hard stuff, man. That's like really difficult.
It's fascinating.
Wait,
world.
are you telling me that if I get remarried, if I divorce Wendy and marry her again, Freddie will play my wedding?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
Freddie is an internet superstar and wedding DJ.
That's
Oh
like
my God,
exactly him though. Isn't that like
I've
that
got to
makes
do
total
that.
sense.
Without saying too
I got-
much, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So I'd kind of like to hear people's stories. Maybe starting with you, Jake. Like,
Wait, Freddie's
Wait.
gonna wedding. Is Freddie gonna DJ at your wedding?
Without saying too much,
wait,
You just
Scoop here.
admitted. You
asked
just
him yet.
admitted to it.
You
I
haven't
tried
asked
to
him
not
yet?
bring it
No.
up.
Wait,
but
oh my God.
but
Wait,
I'm going to.
Does he do record scratching? Does he?
I mean, if a Ninja Best song comes on, maybe I don't know.
what's
Like-
the DJ name?
I don't know.
I'm gonna ask him.
DJ Sound Blaster. Okay, if you had to start all over again and pick a new DJ name, Clint, what would it be?
Man, what's my current DJ name?
I don't know. It doesn't matter because you're starting over.
I'm thinking like DJ Blowin', DJ Buff, DJ like
DJ Blow and DJ Buff.
DJ Blowin' Buff,
DJ blowing buff.
blow it out the back. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Oops. All right. Well, that's it. All right. All right, DJ, blow it out the back.
Can someone drop the?
All right.
Can someone drop the blow it out the back?
Niko, Jake, same question.
What's the
If I
question? What's my DJ name?
You have to let go of your current DJ name and reinvent yourself as a new DJ. What is that DJ name?
Oh man,
DJ
okay.
Little Steps.
DJ Little Steps.
Yeah,
Little steps.
Little Steps.
DJ Fleet.
DJ Fleet.
DJ
Fleet
maybe.
Farm?
DJ Clean
Yeah,
Cleats.
DJ Fleetfoot.
All right,
Nice.
DJ Fleetfoot.
I like it. These are
Sam?
cool. Yeah, DJ Sound Blaster, I guess. Are the best sound driver there is.
Dude, DJ Real Tech.
DJ Real
Ooh,
Tech.
that's a good one.
DJ Mario.
So Jake, you played guitar, right? Like, have you always played guitar?
Yeah. So I have the classic story of like being 11 years old and wanting to get a guitar for Christmas. And my buddy Troy, do you remember Troy Roden?
Not really.
Okay, but he had this guitar that had an amplifier built into it.
Oh,
And that to me, that was the coolest thing ever because you could take it anywhere and you could play electric guitar anytime you wanted through an amplifier. So I went over to his house one day and I started learning guitar. And the first song he taught me was some Marilyn Manson song. I forget what it's called. It goes. Oh
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I know
that's
that
the
one.
cover of that '80s song.
Yeah.
Sweet Dreams.
are made
Yeah,
of
yeah.
these.
But so Manson did a version of that, and we didn't know that it was a cover at the time. We thought it was a Manson song. So I learned that song, and then I didn't tell my parents who the artist was, but I got home and I was like, look, I can play. Or we went to a music shop, and I was like, look, I can play the guitar, because my parents said, we'll get you a guitar if you can play the guitar first, which is what they always did. They were like, you have to do this thing that you don't know how to do, and we're not going to give you the resources to do it until you figure it out how to do it first, which has actually made me pretty resourceful, honestly.
No, it's super smart.
Yeah, so then they got me a guitar, and it was the little like PV with the little PV amp.
Dude, those little PVs, man. Yeah.
Yep, and I it's actually still in the studio. It's in the I think it's in the boneyard in the studio
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah. And so I got that, and then I kept playing, and then I was in a band with a couple of guys in high school. We never did any shows or anything, but we would play pretty frequently.
What was the name of your band?
I don't know if we had a name.
Wasn't it called like Fish Pajamas or something?
Fish Keyboard?
Well, that was Fish Keyboard. That was another band that we Fish was our code name for smoking
weed.
marijuana.
Wait, really? You had that same code word too? I think because we ended up calling it that too. We were like going fishing.
yeah.
Like it was me and David Lovett and like a couple other guys. We took Vince Rohde was in it. Like we took a
Yeah.
photo at Lily Lake of us all holding fishing rods together as like a memorial, like a memorial photo.
Oh,
Great.
man.
And like none of us had ever fished there together, but we have
course
this great
not.
photo of us all like hanging out at the dock with fishing poles.
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. I think David spread that between people and groups because you guys my association to you is through David
Yeah.
originally. And so he used to hang out with us sometimes. He'd hang out with you sometimes, and I think that's kind of how that whole thing started. There
funny.
was this pond behind Joe Moore's house that actually ran, and it was a really cool swimming spot in the summer. And we used to go back there and say we were going fishing.
Oh yeah.
He'd come back and then just play music in his living room, and so that's how we got the name Fish Keyboard.
That's great.
Dude, I've got a great gift for you then.
Okay.
I can't tell you what it is because then it'll ruin the surprise.
And then I took that into college, and then I formed a band with a couple of my track mates, and that band was called the Lazy Susans. And we had some good tracks actually. We did 3 EPs.
Oh, wow.
That were okay. Our singer was not Brett. Sorry if you're listening, but our singer was. It was the hardest part of the band.
Did you say Rhett?
No, Brett.
Okay.
Not Brett Driver, another buddy of mine. Yeah. And then I had to learn drums because our drummer went on. He went to study abroad for a year, and so we were all of a sudden without a drummer. So I was like, I guess I'll play drums. And we used to play in my dorm room, which was like 8 foot by 10 foot. And we had a whole band set up in there. And everybody in that dormitory hated us because we would play and it was so obnoxious, but we would do it anyways because we loved playing music.
Wow. That's pretty crazy. And then you moved to LA.
Yep. And then my plan was to actually go to law school and then become a musician's agent. And then we started playing music, making videos, yada, yada. And then when I started playing with you guys, I switched over to bass because that's the instrument that we needed.
Yeah, that's right.
Bass was a lot of fun. I actually want to get another one because you can just get, it's like simplified guitar, but what you can work on when you play bass is you can work on like your hand technique. And that can get better and better and better. And it's almost a cross between drums and guitar in a lot of ways.
Totally.
It's a really fun instrument. I hope you guys are enjoying your post-Thanksgiving meal, or maybe you're on your way to Thanksgiving, or maybe it's the day after Thanksgiving or the week after and you're listening to this now. Maybe you don't even have Thanksgiving because you're international and you're listening to this podcast, but happy Black Friday. Do they even have that in other countries? I don't know. Anyway, the point is today's sponsor, Storyblocks, keeps this podcast going, and they're a huge asset for us over at Corridor Digital. And here's why. They're the one-stop shop for all of your stock asset needs. Whether you're an individual creator or a business or a creative agency, it doesn't matter. They've got everything from video and B-roll to After Effects templates and audio files, images, all different sorts of things that make your life easier when you're editing and creating. They have an unlimited all-access plan that allows you to download as much from their site that you want in an unlimited manner, and you can use it wherever you want. That's right, wherever you want. You can use it in videos that you're monetizing. You can even use it in videos that you're creating for other clients that they're monetizing or that are commercials for those clients. And that's the best thing about it that we like at Corridor Digital. It's relatively cheap and inexpensive for what it is. They have a virtually unlimited library online, and they're constantly updating it, which means that you're never going to go to the same search and look for the same thing and find exactly the same assets that you already used. If you guys are interested, go on over to storyblocks.com/corridorcast to check it out. That's storyblocks.com/corridorcast. And hey, you might find yourself on Cyber Monday using some stock B-roll because you bought some socks and you need to make a video of those socks for your grandma. I don't know. Maybe that's one thing you're interested in. Maybe. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for them for sponsoring. And now back to the podcast. Let's go.
Dude, I found my Rocksmith cables yesterday.
yeah?
Yes. It was in my bass case.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a phase where, because I played the drums. I didn't start playing an instrument. Well, I played the clarinet briefly, in like school. But I played the drums, started playing the drums in high school. So my dad was a drummer. Still plays the drums. So I kind of had some really, really basic intro to drums. Then an uncle of mine passed away, and he had a drum kit that was just sitting in my dad's closet. So I ended up taking that home and practicing with it. And we actually we tried to get into Battle of the Bands in high school in senior year, and we literally formed our band the night before Battle of the auditions. We practiced that night, and then went in and did the audition, and we didn't land a slot for Battle of the Bands. We were the opener for Battle of the Bands. So
What
out of all
year
the
was
bands
that?
playing, we were the opener. It was 2004.
Okay, I think I remember that. Yeah, because that's the year I went. I think I went sophomore year and senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to play in the high school auditorium one time with my brother. Him and his buddies. So I don't know if you guys remember, but Hulk Hogan put out a record at one point.
Okay.
And he was trying to do like the Will Smith thing. Mm-hmm. And he put out a record, and on that record there was a song called Beach Patrol. And it was like, we are the Beach Patrol, we are the Beach Patrol. And it was so stupid. But we played it live, and everyone just had a wicked good time with it. I don't know. It was
That sounds
and
like
I
a
was
great
so
time, dude.
I was so new to playing guitar that I couldn't stand and play. I had to sit. I sat on an Apple box and like played while I was sitting down because I was so scared that I would mess up the song if I stood up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, but it was super fun.
Oh man, I got one. Niko was a part of this one. We played. Do you remember how they did the coffee shop?
Oh yeah.
Like the black box theater, like coffee shop style acoustic sessions.
Yeah,
At our high school. So David and myself, we were like playing around with some music stuff, and we're like, let's make a band where it's all improvised music. And so we just like screw around and record like silly vocals with the synthesizer. And we're like, yeah, this is really funny. What are we gonna call this band? We're gonna call the band Stonehenge. Because like we just talk about like outer space. Like, we just like riff on like outer space and high concept stuff we had no idea about, but we like say things in like a really like deep, like, have you ever thought about how far away the stars are? You know, because the space is so big that you get lost if you go up there. You know, it's like crap like that.
yeah.
And so we messed around with it, and so this acoustic, like chill, like acoustic jam, like performance that was going to happen at the high school was going on, and we were like, hey, let's apply with Stonehenge, our Stonehenge band, and we made it to the actual show for
Yeah, I
it.
can't believe you guys got to the audition, because in the audition, Sam literally dropped his pick into his acoustic guitar, and he's standing there with it above his head, shaking it, trying to get the pick out of the guitar.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I literally don't even remember the fact that there was an audition. But somehow our goodwill got us into the actual show. And so basically we're like, oh, well, we actually have to play live. Well, like, hey, Niko, you want to like play drums with us for Stonehenge now? We hit up Joe, like, Joe, I need you on bass for Stonehenge. Yeah. And so we took these like improvised songs about space and stuff like this. And like, they were like looking back on it, the lyrics were like horrible. But we took these improvised songs, made like really rudimentary, like rough structures out of them so we could actually like kind of play together. And we all came out in like hoods and robes and stuff. we all start in like hoods and robes, like freaking like what is it? What's like cult members. We all walk on stage, and I take my synthesizer and I just blast the lowest note. It's like, and then David just starts like rambling over it, and then we go into these.
That's some clowncore stuff, dude.
Like what were the songs called? I can't even remember. Like one was called like
Black Hole, or like
one was called like what's it, like The Environment Sucks or something like something like that. Dude. They're all just like the dumbest, like
they're just edgy teenager humor.
The dumb, like we were just trying to make them as purposely like dumb and edgy as possible, and so yeah.
What was the reaction? Well. Like what? No, what was
well, we won over a fair amount of people that were laughing.
People started laughing because it was so dumb.
I mean, it was obviously like goofy. Like what's that one song? Like when I'm with you, life is like a dream. I like my chips with sour cream.
Yeah. There's one song that was just that. Like it was like sandwiched with stuff where we're just like saying space, 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 like just chanting space with like synthesizers and stuff. Like,
yeah. And then the last song, like so we've got finished this like weird avant-garde set that's like mixed like with just really edgy, offensive stuff and like just regular cute stuff and stuff about aliens. And then like it ends with like the Sweet Home Alabama riff.
I scream.
Yeah,
all right, who's ready for a classic? And everyone's like, woo! And I started like, yeah, I start like I get like 3 measures into the song,
and then
clapping.
And people start ready. They can't wait.
They start clapping
Sweet
along
Home
with me,
Alabama,
and then I
let's
just
go.
like abruptly stop, and we all just leave the stage.
Yeah, somebody goes, that's all we know of the song. And he walks away. Like people are literally start going, woo!
Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, we know this one.
clapping.
Here we go. And then
stops.
it's just like, then we all and then we just head out.
Dude, that's so good. That's so freaking funny.
Oh my god!
You guys hadn't changed one bit then.
We have I actually have the full tape of the event still.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
I think I either saw the tape of the event or I was there. I can't remember. I remember this. You go those course of events though.
What is it like? Charlie McCarran somehow had the footage, and he was like, "Hey, check this out." And I was like, "Oh my god!" So I just like ripped it, and it's just sitting on a hard drive now.
That's incredible.
It's,
Hey,
it's,
you know
it's a
who-
hidden feature on the second Twisted Studios DVD.
Oh yeah, it's hidden
Yeah.
feature.
You know
Save it
who,
before the hard drive goes out.
who got into a pretty good punk band was like David's buddies and my buddies like Connor and Will Hayes and Joe Moore. They actually formed a punk band called the Sleaze that was like a thrash sort of like punk band, and it was actually it was decent, like it was decent punk music.
Yeah, there's that question when you start getting into something like that where it's like, should I go hard on this? Should I try to
Yeah.
make this my thing? You make that jump.
The thing that brought that band together was that Will Hayes was a ridiculously good drummer, and then Connor's voice was so absurd. He used to screech when he would sing, and they had songs called like "Smoking Fucking Cigs" and songs like that, and so it was just like the classic like teen angst, but taken to such an extreme. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Man, good times. I remember jumping ahead a little bit. There's a phase like, so I started playing the drums in like high school, played them through college, and started playing them out here. But there's a phase where I was like, I should start learning a melodic instrument. And this video game called Rock Band came out, which is basically just Guitar Hero, but with a real guitar.
Rocksmith.
Rocksmith, sorry, not Rock Band, Rocksmith. And
Yeah.
it pulled me in, and Clint ended up getting sucked in too. And we were just a guitar-based duo where he'd play the bass, I play the guitar, sometimes we'd trade, and we just play Rocksmith like every night for like a couple months, if not a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were into it, dude. It got so much fun. Like I got calloused on my fingers and like started to really get the hang of the bass. I still have my bass. Like I said, found my cables. I would love to get down again.
I'm down. I have my Xbox 360 still.
Sweet.
With all the songs
Nico,
on
you
it.
kind of learned how to play guitar through that.
Yeah, I
game.
legitimately learned how to play guitar through Rocksmith. And then the funny
Same
thing
for me
is,
with bass. Yeah.
yeah, the funny thing is, like, I still play the drums pretty frequently, but I play the drums basically to a Rock Band drum chart. Like, I have like 4,000 songs downloaded on my computer with like a program called Phase Shift, and I have an electronic drum kit. So arguably, like, out of all the video games that I put the most time into, I've actually put the most time into the rhythm genre, like, Phase Shift / Rock Band. If you combine it all, like, I've probably put thousands of hours into that at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just something
Phase
about being able to play
shift or
charts.
face shift?
Phase Shift.
Phase shift. Okay.
Yeah,
Because if
but-
it was called face shift and it had morphing faces while you played, depending on how hard you were rocking.
What? Yeah.
But I'd totally be down for another Rocksmith night.
Yeah. I mean, or if there's an equivalent,
Yeah.
like some equivalent where the things are coming.
Nah,
at you.
man.
I don't think
All
there
the-
is. I think it's just Rocksmith.
Dude, it's dead. Dude, Guitar Center freaking filed for bankruptcy, man.
Did they?
Really?
Did
yeah.
they?
Yeah, physical instruments are out these days. All the kids are just trying to make trap beats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, are you serious? Dang.
Yeah.
Well, to
Wow.
be fair, I kind of feel like music is something that like the large corporate chain store like is going to struggle to provide like the local artist a better experience than like a boutique mom and pop like guitar shop, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just the basic online retailer thing sucking up everything. But I think there is also this genre shift, that's
Yeah.
been slowly happening, but it's like kind of clicking right now.
There's that
Dang.
question of like, why do I need to learn an instrument when I can just program my computer to play the song instead? If at the end of the day it's
Exactly.
just about the song.
Yeah,
Dude.
if at the end of the day a music performance is just hitting space on your MacBook,
Dude, there's nothing more fun than live jamming
Yeah.
and not knowing what you're going to play and just vibing off of everybody and listening to them and trying to do your best to keep up or to sit back, and like let someone do a thing. If you can get like the right group of people together, and like we've all had some legit jam sessions,
Mm-hmm.
some incredible jam sessions. That's like some of the best feelings that I've had like ever. is
Yeah,
playing
I
music.
know,
I
it's
feel
like-
so free.
But it's so cool when you are like improvising like that and you're just jamming out, and then like all like the weird ideas like are just inching to each other, and then suddenly they kind of just click and snap, and
Yeah.
like you're like, oh wow, like this is super cohesive suddenly. Like we're all on the same like level finally, same rhythm, we're in the same key, we got the same like vibe. It's like the genre kind of starts clicking in a weird way. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
There's
Also,
this
you're speaking a language with each other without actually speaking like, words.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's the best. It really is incredible. But I was gonna use the example. There's a Radiohead song. It's called Bloom. And
Yep.
if you guys know
Yeah.
Radiohead, well, Radiohead's like one of my favorite bands of all time. And they have some series called From the Basement or Live from the Basement. And it's just them, filmed playing their albums from this basement. And it's like legit production and everything. They have a song called Bloom. And if you get a chance, watch the song, watch them play the Live from the Basement song. It starts out, everyone's doing a different thing. Like drums, the guy goes like, da, 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 and then the bass is like, doom, 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 and then the guitar's like, and it like all just builds and builds to like chaos. Like, what am I listening to? And then it syncs together during the chorus, and you're like, what the heck? It's the coolest sound. It is so sick. And like, that's what it feels like.
That's cool.
Jamming is like, everyone's messing with these different little things and then like playing off each other, and then it comes together, and it's just the best.
That's cool. Clint, how did you get into the drums?
I took I started drums in the 8th grade I was just in music class, and I started on the marimba. And no, sorry, 7th grade, the 7th grade. 8th grade I joined Drumline. So yeah, just right into bass 4, which is the biggest bass. I got back problems.
Did you watch one of those movies, Drumline, before you joined the Drumline?
No. My dad was a drummer as well, but I don't know what it was, man. I think music theory in 7th grade was very interesting. I had a really good teacher, and that just got me amped to. I was like, I just want to play. And then 8th grade, I joined Drumline, and I want to tell you guys about the worst concert I've ever been to. I'm gonna bookmark that. Or I'll talk about it in a second.
No.
Well, I'll get to it. I'll just give you a little bit. So in Drumline, it was the best. Met some really good friends in Drumline, and like I remember one time we were going to do a show, a competition. You compete in Drumline, and our instructor or teacher, he hyped it up. He was like, guys, it's literally like the Friday before
the state finals
on Sunday. No, seriously, it was the finals. It was. And he was like, we're here, waking up early to practice. Everyone get your game faces on. Each and every one of you has worked so hard, and now is not the time to slack off. And because I think some people were like showing up late and stuff. And like as soon as we get into 8s, which is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, alternating hands, your warm-ups, I freaking just tear my bass head. It's like, I'm like, oh crap! God dang it, dude! So I like miss half of that. And then I remember one time we skipped drumline practice, and we skipped drumline practice to get ice cream, to eat ice cream for some dumb reason. And my friend talked me into it. Freaking Joseph talked me into it. And the next day I roll up, and my band teacher, dude, he was harsh. He let me have it. He was like cussing me out in front of class. Like, yeah, you're just a jackass. Like, only a jackasses do that and skip class. He was like all serious about it. But yeah, dude, it freaking went on. We played Carnegie Hall. I kid you not. I was in 8th grade band, and we were the 3rd junior high to play Carnegie Hall. And we went to New York for 2 weeks, and my mom was there, and it was like, it was so nerve wracking, dude. It was just like
awesome.
a blur. I don't really remember it.
You went.
Sorry.
Wow.
That reminds me of just a stupid thought. Like one of my earliest memories. And the reason it's one of my earliest memories and why I've remembered it so long is because of how embarrassing it is.
Yes.
And it was, I think it was the first concert that I can remember going to. It was the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. And I think I was like maybe like 4 or 5 years old.
Oh man, you remember this?
Yes, because it was like a kindergarten or like 1st grade thing. I can't remember. And it was like, this is a big deal. It's like, guys, we're bringing this whole kindergarten class to see an orchestra for the first time as a field trip. And like, we're going to experience classical music. It's like bringing these kids out to this thing. There's like a whole small section of just like kindergartners high up, high, it's nosebleeds, like we're very, very far away from the stage. We're like up and like far up to the left, like 3 stories.
Yeah.
Okay. Really far away. And the teacher's like, look, we're going there. So here's the rules. You're going to be quiet, when the music's playing. You're not going to be eating food. Don't bring toys. Don't do anything like this. Because there's like also many people who are paying like hundreds and dollars for their tickets to go to this thing. So, be at your best. And so we go up there to the nosebleeds, super far away, and the music starts playing. And I was like, do you remember those yo-yo balls? Do you remember yo-yo balls?
I remember yo-yos.
So they're like yo-yos, but instead of like a yo-yo, it was just like a ball with an elastic or like spring wound line, so you could just flick it and it would automatically come back. and the concert's playing, and I'm just like, oh man, like I got this yo-yo. I got a yo-yo ball with me, and so I take it out and I put it on my hand, and I start like yo-yo balling up in the nosebleeds, and the damn thing, it pops off my finger. And like rolls down like this slick like barrier that's like right next to me, and it shoots off and it like flies like 3 stories down and like crashes right in the middle of the violin section. And like I remember it's so vivid. Like I remember seeing it like it goes like well bat and it's like so it's like it's not even like it's like a quiet part of a song, and it just like, it shoots at like terminal velocity from like 3 stories onto the stage. And like I just remember seeing it like hit and start rolling, and like some of the violinists stop, and like one stops playing and like tries to like stop it, like rolling across the stage with their bow.
Oh wait, and so like, did the audience know like there's kindergartners joining us for this thing?
I don't know. No, I'm sure 99% of people had no idea where this is. This neon green plastic ball just comes like flying in, like
Mach 3.
Oh god,
Dude, that must have been so loud, like hardwood
it's
floor.
just like damn. It's just like whap, like a hammer.
Dude, at least he didn't like beat a freaking like first chair violin.
Yeah, I
in the
just
back
didn't.
of the head.
I'm glad it didn't hit anyone, but
Oh my god. Dude, if that would have went into someone's tuba, it would have been so loud.
yeah.
It just hits the drum like boom.
I was just frozen with fear that it was all in slow motion the whole
Did
thing.
you get in trouble?
The memory cut short there.
After, or before the beatings.
but I'm still here. Apparently things went pretty well for me after that.
Wow. Dude, that is an incredible story.
Yeah. That one's a good one.
All right,
I think Gideon's gonna do something like that in the next like 6 years.
Oh, no, definitely.
Hell yeah, brother.
Definitely.
What's the worst concert you've ever been to?
All right, the worst. Okay, here's the thing. It was the worst concert experience of my life, but it was the most memorable concert experience of my life. Yeah, Niko or Christian, you've heard me tell this, right? Twice. And then Niko, have you heard me say this?
Don't think so.
Oh, so excited. Okay. So there's an ambient band called Stars of the Lid. If you don't, if you don't know who Stars of the Lid is, just Google it, YouTube it, Spotify, whatever. It's literally the most chill music. It's just like, and that's it.
It's like literally music to relax to.
Yeah, it's like spa
soft
music.
strings, very sparse piano notes, super harmonic. It's like literally it's
peaceful.
music to like do yoga to or sit on a mountain and like relax and meditate.
Exactly. It's very peaceful ambient music. And my buddy John Carmen, he was like, yo, they're in town. And I'm just like, no way, dude, because I love these guys so much. So me, my buddy Adam, and John Carmen, we all go to see them at the Wiltern, I think, in K-Town. And we're so hyped, man. And they get going. It's two guys. They come out on a stage. And one guy seems a little off. But one of the dudes seems a little off. And whatever, they get into it. And, they get into the most quiet, peaceful... Oh, it's a quartet, by the way, playing with a quartet. So it's 2 guys and a string quartet. And they get into it. And like 5 to 10 minutes in, I noticed something very subtle that is really ruining the vibe. And if you listen really closely, you can hear like... It was this Mexican pirate radio that had like snuck into the airwaves, and it was like on like It was on 1% volume in the background, and it was like ruining. Like normally that wouldn't ruin a show because it's a rock concert. It's loud, like not a problem. But dude, it's an ambient concert, and like it's so quiet the whole time. And no matter how like loud the song gets,
oh my God,
you're gonna hear like that, like
this like ranchero horn.
Got into here.
it's blasting, like, but it's on 1% volume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like fuzzy, dude. It's like
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So then I realized one of the main guys was drunk.
Oh.
He was drunk, and he was like in the middle of the show.
Oh no.
In the middle of the show, he notices it. So he's like, he starts turning himself up. He's like turning up his guitar, and so it's like getting really loud, like ooh, like really loud, and so loud, like he's looking to the guy in the back, the mixer in the back, and it's a small room, and he's just playing this peaceful ambient song, and then it's like, turn me up, talking to the mixer in the back, turn me up. And you're just like in the middle of this like peaceful show, and you're like, "Oh my God!" And I'm by the way, I'm in the front row. I'm like looking at him in his eye pupils. So he gets to the point. He turns up so loud, he blows his speaker. What? Yeah, he blew his.
That would have been so loud.
He blows that speaker. And at one point, his bass guitar. Oh, that was like first 10 minutes. His bass guitar dropped. Like the latch came loose and went. Barf! And it's like middle of the most peaceful music you've ever heard.
It was quiet, like tones just.
Turn me up! Turn me up!
Can you?
So then, it's not even over, dude.
Oh man.
So then he like gets to the point where he's just trying to drown out this Mexican pirate radio because it persists. It keeps going. So there's a part of the song where it's just like a really intense, you know, when songs get all distorty and they like get all washy and it like gets louder and louder, and then like the end of the song just cuts off like a Trent Reznor song or something. It was one of those situations. So he was building, and there was a video screen, and it was just playing like fire animations, like, and you're the string quartet sitting in the middle, and they were just going like. And they kept getting higher and higher and higher and higher, and faster and faster and faster and faster. And they played it for 20 minutes. He kept making them play. He made them play for 20 minutes straight. He was just like, keep going. And he was on his guitar, so he was like, and the string quartet was like, and they were just like, dude, they looked like they were gonna die. They were sweating so hard. And like when you were doing that, Sam, with your high string, like,
yeah,
they were just for 20 minutes straight. So he nearly killed the string quartet. And then he's so drunk he starts hitting all these wrong keys and stuff. And then it gets to the point where the end of the show comes and they finish the show with a blown speaker and a jacked up guitar, and like he's all drunk and stuff. And everyone's clapping, yay, Stars of the Lid. And he finishes their song. He's like, good night. And he just leaves. There's no encore. There's nothing. He was so pissed, dude.
Wow.
He was so pissed. So then I looked at my friend Adam. I'm like, did you catch any of that? And he's like, no, I thought it was a good show. Like, I didn't catch any of that stuff.
Wow. Wow.
So I guess he was in the zone, and me and John Carmen, I guess, were like in the zone. I don't know.
Can you imagine if you were? Can you imagine if you were like listening to that, if they had captured that for like a studio recording, and you're in like a massage parlor and you're getting a massage, and it's just it gets on that track and the person doesn't know that it's this jank recording.
Oh man. It kind of reminds me of a show that Sam and I went to when we were in college. It was Death Clock was touring. Basically, it's Brandon Small, the guy that wrote does the show and did all the music, touring with like Steve Vai's like backup guitarist and a couple other like good musicians, studio musicians. And so they were playing in Madison, Wisconsin. And the opening act was this band, I think You Will Know Us by the Trail of the Dead was their name or something like that.
Okay.
It was like this kind of metal, thrashy, emo band. And like they were not very good. No one was there to see these guys. But like they came out on the stage like we're the headliners. And no one knows who these guys are. And so like they immediately start like at like 11 with the energy. And it throws people off a little bit, especially because the music's like really grating. And like they start getting to like, like the really like climactic, like I'm smashing my guitars, I'm throwing into there, I'm screaming in the microphone, it's raw emotion. Like they just went there immediately.
Yeah.
And like they hadn't earned it. They weren't ready for it. The crowd wasn't ready for it, and people like start getting pissed off. And like it gets to the point like everything's mixed so poorly and they're so loud. Like literally, the lead singer starts taking his guitar and just scraping it on the amp, like strings down on the edge of his amp, just and you're just like, shut up! Like somebody throws a drink at the guy, like get off the stage, and like the guy was like, his back was to the audience. He's just like chugging on his guitar. And he just stops, and it's quiet, and he just walks off, and that was the end of their act.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would have felt bad for them if they hadn't like assaulted our ears by like scraping the guitars like on the amps. It's just kind of like an FU to the audience a little bit.
It's horrible.
Okay, what are the best concerts you guys have ever been to?
I feel like my best concerts that I've experienced are ones that I don't actually actively like seek out. Like there's like a mini concert that I went to. So we mentioned him earlier, but Sergio Flores, like the sexy sax man, as you know him on YouTube from like 2012. So he invited us to me and Ivy invited us to a little show he was doing where like somebody, like a friend of his was like trying to do these, like put together these like little events where the idea is to have people come over, you serve them like a dinner, and then you have like a show, and it's all just like in like a downtown loft kind of situation. And so we're having this dinner, and the loft is basically just a small concrete box. But the people they brought in are all basically street performers, so they're solo acts. And when you put one of those kind of people in a small concrete box, you just get beautiful reverb. And like, it sounds great, versus like having like 5 or 6 instruments and it becomes a mess. And like the people that were performing there, like in that experience, it was just like world class. Like, holy moly, these guys are good. And they're like 3 feet in front of me playing to an audience of like 8 people. And it was like one of those things where it's like, this is nuts.
Awesome.
The fact that like you got like 5 artists to get together and like put like a good show together for like 8 people was crazy. And like, I'll never get another experience like that. So that one sticks out to me.
Yeah,
San
no,
Francisco
totally.
Symphony Orchestra.
Small venues are great.
Best one. No,
Small venues are great. Like when you get the right, and big venues can be amazing too. It just depends on the type of music. Small venue. One time I went and saw James Towns Earl, who's like he's like a folk kind of singer, and that was really cool. There's this place in West LA off of like Barrington. That's this small little hole in the wall place that he played, and it was really intimate and fun. It was cool.
I think like smaller the better. Like I think you can go. You probably can go too small. No, I don't know if you can go too small.
like bathroom stall kind of.
A bathroom stall.
Clint, do you remember one night we were out on our bikes and we came across the vibrometers playing at Dylan's Tavern?
Well, we didn't know who the heck they were
at
the time, but we were like, we were on our bikes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just randomly came across this band in a bar, and we're like, wow, they sound so good. Didn't we go inside? And
we went inside, listened to them, and they were really good. Like everybody was tight, they were grooving, like they're into it, like, and just the music was popping. Yeah,
that was amazing. Definitely love it when you come into those like little random situations like that. I remember I was in last year for my birthday. I was in Ireland, and we went into a pub. It was like late night. I went to just I don't know what I went to do. I was just hanging out, and just 2 dudes, one guy on a guitar and one guy on a flute, and they were going so hard. It was amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know who they were, but it was
Irish pub music can be awesome. We had a lot of that at Notre Dame where I went to school, and there was some really good memes from Irish pubs.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta put my kids to bed here, guys. I gotta think about heading out here.
All right.
So, I think we should think
Good
about
chatting
wrapping
tunes.
up this podcast then.
Concert before we leave.
Yeah, so what was your favorite concert?
My favorite one was definitely my first like metal concert I went to, which was like In Flames and Soilwork, and it was just like I was like, here's the first time I'm gonna go see a concert of like a music genre I really like, I'm into, so to speak, and it was like super intense because like the first song was just like a Soilwork song where it's like just intense double pedals like right away, and just like and I'm just like, holy shit, this is so loud. And then like literally everyone just like compresses to the front of the stage. I'm just like, but I can't breathe, and it's just like the loudest music, and I can't breathe. And that was like a really great start to the concert. And yeah, I was like, hell yeah, this is the best.
I mean, In Flames and Soilwork
I picked the right genre.
Like an amazing show to go to.
Yeah, before with all like the original lineups, all the original guitarists and stuff, it was awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got 2 things to say before we close. One, should we greenlight a Corridor album? let us know on that. And then 2, we're dropping a bunch of merch tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in getting something for friends or family, corridordigital.store. And if
that
you
merch-
remember,
Oh, it just keeps getting better. You should check
Yes.
this stuff out. Every time we release stuff, it gets better.
Yeah, these are really nice shirts. I mean, I'm wearing one right now.
Niko's wearing one. It's cool. Go
There you
hiking with
go.
your robot dog.
everyone loves that one. I think that one's going to do well.
I think so too. Also, this hat, my special hat is now available for everybody.
Niko's special hat. You just type in Niko's special hat and you'll find it.
Niko's special barge hat that sat on a barge for 9 months. Cool. So, and if you're a member of our site, obviously you get 15% off all merch all the time. So, cool.
Yeah.
That was fun. Let's do another one sometime.
Yeah, I didn't even get to talking about my handpan, so we'll have to do a follow up.
Next time we'll actually be playing more music, I think.
Yeah, Sam has all his instruments at home.
Yeah, I can bring some stuff in.
We're gonna go play it and practice the night before for the Battle of the Bands corridor cast.
Yes, Corridors Battle of the Bands.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving,
everybody.
I'll see you guys later.
See y'all. See you, Jake.
See you, Jake.
Bye.
See
Bye.
all you listeners. Thanks for tuning in.
Ha ha ha!